Welcome, everyone. I'm excited to kick off our presentation today on mapping business workflows. We're going to explore how to visualize and automate processes to make your business more efficient. This is brought to you by $1 Class Inc. And of course, you'll see our logo here. Over the next few slides, I'll guide you through key concepts and practical insights on streamlining your workflows. So let's get started. Let's dive into some fundamental concepts of workflow mapping. Understanding these basics is crucial for effectively designing and optimizing our processes. Next, we'll explore the capabilities of iBARE workflow, which is a powerful tool that helps us visualize and manage our workflows seamlessly. Finally, we'll look at the implementation process, outlining the key steps to successfully bring these workflows into action. Connecting these points will give us a clear roadmap for leveraging workflow mapping to improve efficiency and achieve our goals. Let's take a closer look at workflow mapping fundamentals. First, understanding these fundamentals is essential because they form the backbone of how we analyze and improve our processes. When we map out workflows, we're essentially creating a visual representation of how work flows through a system, which helps us identify bottlenecks and inefficiencies. It's important to focus on clarity and detail in your mapping. This makes it easier to spot areas for improvement. Remember, the goal is to understand the sequence of tasks, who is responsible for each step, and how information or materials move from start to finish. Connecting this to our overall theme, mastering workflow mapping enables us to optimize operations, improve productivity, and deliver better results. So, getting these fundamentals right sets the stage for more advanced process improvements later on. Let's talk about why mapping workflows is so essential. First, it helps us identify inefficiencies within our processes. By visualizing how work flows, we can spot redundancies and bottlenecks that slow us down. This allows us to streamline operations and ultimately save time. Next, mapping clarifies roles. When everyone's responsibilities are clearly defined, accountability improves, and workflow management becomes much smoother. It's about making sure each team member knows what they're responsible for. Another key point is standardizing processes. Creating consistent procedures ensures that quality results are maintained and errors are minimized across all operations. This consistency is crucial for reliable delivery. Finally, mapping your workflows provides a blueprint for automation. It lays the foundation for implementing AI-powered solutions that can significantly boost productivity and efficiency. Overall, understanding and mapping workflows isn't just about process improvement. It's about setting the stage for smarter, more effective operations across the board. Let's take a closer look at the key components that make up a workflow. First, we have inputs. These are the starting elements that kick off the process, and they're crucial because they help us define the scope and boundaries of what we're working on. Without clear inputs, it's hard to know where to begin or what to focus on. Next, we have tasks and actions. These are the specific steps we need to follow to transform those inputs into the desired outcomes. Think of them as the recipe steps in a cooking process. Each one needs to be clear and sequential to ensure everything comes together smoothly. Then there are decisions. These are critical points in the workflow where judgment is required, either by humans or AI systems. These decision points determine the next steps, and they're often where the process might branch or need adjustments based on the situation. Finally, outputs are what we get at the end of the workflow. These are the final deliverables or results, and they represent the successful completion of the process. Understanding these components helps us design efficient workflows that are clear, manageable, and aligned with our overall goals. Let's talk about business process efficiency. First, it's important to identify inefficiencies, those areas where workflows may be slowing us down or causing unnecessary work. By spotting redundancies and bottlenecks, we can streamline our operations and boost productivity. Next, clarifying roles is vital. When responsibilities are clearly defined, it reduces confusion and ensures everyone knows what they're accountable for, which keeps the process moving smoothly. Standardizing processes also plays a crucial role. Creating consistent workflows helps us achieve reliable outcomes and makes it easier to train new team members, ensuring everyone is on the same page. Finally, enabling automation is key for future growth. By mapping out workflows that could benefit from AI and technological enhancements, we set the stage for automation that can save time and reduce errors. All of these steps connect back to our overall goal: to make our business operations more efficient, adaptable, and ready for the future. Let's talk about how to identify bottlenecks in our workflows. First, we need to look at process slowdowns, those points where things tend to stall, causing delays and ultimately reducing overall productivity. Recognizing these areas helps us understand where the workflow is breaking down. Next, we should focus on resource constraints. This means pinpointing where we might have insufficient staff, tools, or capabilities that limit how much work can be processed efficiently. Addressing these gaps can significantly improve throughput. Another key aspect is decision points, those moments where approval or human judgment is required. By locating these steps, we can see where AI-assisted decision support could streamline processes, making things faster and more consistent. Finally, we need to identify repetitive tasks, manual, time-consuming activities that drain resources. These are prime candidates for automation, freeing up our team to focus on higher-value work. By thoroughly understanding these bottlenecks, we can target specific areas for improvement, which aligns perfectly with our overall goal of optimizing operations through smarter, more efficient processes. Let's dive into how data-driven decision-making can really transform our workflows. First, visualize process data. This means turning raw workflow information into clear insights that help us make smarter business decisions. It's about seeing the story behind the numbers. Next, identifying bottlenecks is crucial. By analyzing data, we can pinpoint where inefficiencies are happening and focus on improving those areas first. Measuring performance is also key. We track important metrics to evaluate how well our workflows are functioning and to guide our optimization efforts. Finally, we can use the power of simulation to test changes, trying out potential modifications virtually before actually implementing them. This helps us predict outcomes more accurately and reduce risks. Altogether, these steps are about making smarter, informed decisions that drive continuous improvement across our organization. Let's take a closer look at the iBARE workflow capabilities. On this slide, we're focusing on how iBARE enhances our processes through its versatile features. First, one of the key strengths is its ability to streamline complex workflows, making operations more efficient and less prone to errors. This is crucial because it helps us save time and resources while maintaining high standards. Next, iBARE offers robust integration capabilities, meaning it can connect seamlessly with existing systems, which is vital for maintaining continuity and avoiding disruptions. This interoperability ensures that data flows smoothly across platforms, supporting better decision-making. Another important aspect is its adaptability. iBARE can be customized to fit different project needs or organizational requirements, providing flexibility that aligns with our overall goal of optimizing workflows. Finally, these capabilities collectively support our broader theme of digital transformation, empowering us to work smarter, faster, and more effectively. By leveraging iBARE's workflow capabilities, we're taking a significant step toward modernizing our operations and staying ahead in this competitive landscape. Let's take a closer look at AI-assisted process discovery. First, it offers automated workflow analysis, meaning that iBARE can intelligently identify existing processes within your organization and map out how they connect, all without the need for manual documentation. This saves a lot of time and reduces errors. Next, it provides data-driven insights. By analyzing process data, it can reveal hidden patterns and inefficiencies that might not be obvious through observation alone. This allows us to make more informed decisions about where to improve. Another key feature is real-time collaboration. It enables team members to contribute simultaneously to workflow mapping, which enhances both the accuracy and completeness of the process models. This collaborative approach keeps everyone on the same page. And finally, it supports continuous improvement by constantly monitoring workflows. As business needs evolve and new patterns emerge, the system can suggest refinements, helping us stay agile and efficient over time. All these points tie back to the overall goal of leveraging AI to make process discovery smarter, faster, and more effective. Let's take a closer look at visual workflow diagrams. These diagrams provide a clear visual representation of your processes, making complex workflows much easier to understand at a glance. With iBARE, you get intuitive diagrams that highlight each step, the connections between them, and decision points along the way, which helps everyone see the full picture. One of the key benefits is bottleneck identification. These visual maps are great for pinpointing inefficiencies and delays within your process. By making these issues immediately apparent, it becomes much easier to target areas for improvement and optimize your workflow. Another important aspect is automation opportunities. The diagrams clearly mark tasks that are suitable for AI automation, so you can see where implementing automation could lead to significant efficiency gains across your entire process. And finally, collaborative editing is a major advantage. Teams can view, modify, and work together to refine workflows in real time. This collaboration ensures that all stakeholders have a shared understanding of the process, which is essential for successful implementation and continuous improvement. Overall, these visual workflow diagrams are a powerful tool to enhance clarity, identify issues, unlock automation potential, and foster teamwork, all aligned with our goal of streamlining operations and boosting efficiency. Let's take a closer look at bottleneck identification. The first step is to pinpoint those process bottlenecks, essentially, the workflow constraints that cause delays and inefficiencies. These are the areas that limit the overall throughput of the process, so identifying them is crucial for improving efficiency. We use visual analysis for this. Tools like iBARE help by highlighting bottlenecks through color-coded workflow diagrams. This makes problem areas immediately obvious, so we can focus our efforts where they are most needed. In addition, we rely on data-driven detection. By analyzing performance metrics and operational data, we can accurately pinpoint where processes tend to slow down. This approach ensures our decisions are based on real, tangible information rather than assumptions. Finally, once we've identified these bottlenecks, AI provides us with valuable recommendations. These can include automation solutions or process redesign ideas to resolve the issues effectively. Overall, this systematic approach to identifying and addressing bottlenecks aligns with our goal of creating more streamlined and efficient workflows. Let's take a closer look at some automation point suggestions that can really make a difference. First up, AI-powered recommendations. Here, iBARE helps us identify the best opportunities for automation by analyzing repetitive tasks and data patterns. This means we can target areas where automation will be most effective. Next, we have time-saving opportunities. This highlights tasks that currently take up a lot of our time, those prime candidates for automation to free us up and boost productivity. Then there are error-prone processes. These are manual tasks that often lead to mistakes. Automating these can significantly improve accuracy and reduce errors. Finally, we come to cost-benefit analysis. For each potential automation point, we get ROI estimates, which help us prioritize where to invest our resources for maximum impact. Overall, these suggestions tie back to our goal of streamlining operations, reducing errors, and making smarter decisions about automation. Now, let's talk about how multi-department collaboration plays a crucial role. First, we have cross-functional workflow mapping. iBARE helps teams from different departments come together to visualize and optimize their shared processes, making sure everyone is on the same page. Next, there's real-time collaboration. This means multiple stakeholders can view and edit workflow maps at the same time, which really promotes alignment and speeds up the process of making improvements. Then, we have the importance of a unified process language. By using standardized workflow symbols, different departments can communicate more clearly, especially when dealing with complex processes. This common language reduces confusion and streamlines understanding. Finally, shared automation goals are key. Teams can align on which parts of the workflow should be automated first, focusing on those areas that will have the most organizational impact. Overall, these collaboration features support our goal of creating seamless, efficient workflows across departments, which is at the heart of what we're trying to achieve with iBARE. Let's take a closer look at the implementation process. This step is crucial because it translates our planning into actual action. First, we need to establish clear timelines and milestones to keep us on track. Breaking down the process into manageable phases helps ensure steady progress. Next, assigning specific responsibilities to team members is key. Clarity here prevents overlaps and confusion. Regular check-ins and updates allow us to identify any issues early and address them promptly. It's also important to remain flexible. Being adaptable helps us navigate unforeseen challenges. Throughout this process, communication is vital, keeping everyone aligned with our goals and progress. By following these steps, we ensure that our implementation is effective and aligned with our overall objectives. This approach ultimately drives us closer to achieving the results we're aiming for. Let's walk through the step-by-step mapping approach. First, we start by defining the workflow scope. This means clearly establishing the boundaries and objectives for the process we're going to map out. It's important to know exactly what part of the process we're focusing on and what we want to achieve. Next, we move on to listing key steps. Here, we identify all the activities involved and the participants responsible for each part of the workflow. This helps us get a comprehensive view of how everything fits together. Then, we generate a visual map. Using iBARE tools, we create a graphical representation of the process. Visuals make it easier to see how each step connects and where potential issues might arise. Finally, we identify bottlenecks. This involves pinpointing inefficiencies and repetitive tasks that slow down the overall process. Recognizing these areas allows us to target improvements and streamline workflows. This approach ties back to our overall goal of optimizing processes and enhancing efficiency, ensuring we have a clear, actionable plan at each step. Let's walk through this customer onboarding example. When a new client signs up, it kicks off the entire onboarding workflow. This is where the key tasks come into play. We start by collecting all the necessary information from the client, then move on to setting up their account. After that, we assign a specialist to assist them and finally deliver welcome materials to make them feel welcomed and informed. Now, how can iBARE help streamline this process? Well, it allows us to create visual maps of the workflow so we can clearly see each step. It also helps us identify tasks that can be automated, like routine processes, so we can save time and reduce manual work. Ultimately, this leads to better process optimization and fewer delays. Speaking of automation, there are some clear opportunities here. Email communications can be automated to keep clients informed without manual follow-up. Reminder systems can prompt clients or staff about upcoming steps, and form processing can be streamlined with automation tools. All of these improvements work together to make the onboarding smoother, faster, and more efficient, which ties back to our overall goal of enhancing client experience and operational excellence. Let's talk about some best practices to keep in mind when designing workflows. First, it's really important to keep workflows simple. Focusing on essential steps and creating clear process flows helps prevent unnecessary complexity, making the process easier to understand and manage. Next, always validate your workflows with stakeholders. Confirming details with those involved ensures accuracy and that everyone is on the same page, which is crucial for smooth implementation. Another key point is to focus on high-impact processes. Prioritizing those that will deliver the greatest efficiency gains when automated allows us to maximize the value of our efforts and resources. And finally, remember to update your workflows regularly. Continuous improvement is vital, so reviewing and refreshing your workflow maps helps keep them relevant and effective over time. By following these best practices, we can design workflows that are simple, accurate, impactful, and adaptable, all essential for successful automation and process improvement. All right, now let's move on to the hands-on exercise. First, you'll want to choose a workflow, something small enough to analyze and improve with iBARE. Think of a process within your organization that could benefit from some optimization. Once you've picked that, the next step is to list out all the steps involved. Be thorough. Document every component, including inputs, outputs, and who participates at each stage. This detailed mapping is crucial. After that, you'll use iBARE to generate a visual map of the process. This helps you see the workflow clearly and identify areas for improvement. The final key step is to pinpoint 2 or 3 specific tasks within that process that could be automated using AI. These are typically repetitive or time-consuming tasks that would benefit from automation. Remember, this exercise ties directly into the overall theme of streamlining workflows and leveraging AI to enhance efficiency. It's about taking a real process, understanding it deeply, and then applying the right tools to make it better. Now, let's talk about our continuous improvement strategy. First, it's crucial to update workflows regularly. Business environments are always changing, so keeping our processes current ensures we stay efficient and effective. Next, we want to focus on high-impact workflows. That means prioritizing those tasks that deliver the most value and improvements in efficiency for our organization. By honing in on these, we maximize our resources and results. Another key point is validating workflows with stakeholders. It's important to confirm that the details are accurate by consulting the team members who perform these tasks daily. Their insights help us avoid errors and ensure the process is realistic and practical. Then, before we fully implement any changes, we should simulate them using tools like iBARE. This way, we can test new workflows in a controlled environment, minimizing disruptions when we go live. Finally, continuous improvement is an ongoing cycle. We need to review and refine our processes regularly to keep them efficient and adaptable to evolving business needs. This approach helps us stay agile and ensures we're always moving forward. Thanks. I really appreciate you taking the time to go through this presentation with me. I hope you found the key points insightful and useful. Remember, the ideas we discussed today are all about improving our strategies and driving better results. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions or want to explore these concepts further. Thanks again for your attention, and I look forward to working together on these exciting opportunities.